Hi there, how's it going? My name is Tim Wilkie, in case you don't know. Essentially, I don't know if this YouTube video is going to go anywhere, but over the last 3 years of living in Toronto, I've been trying to come forward as the Sherman video suspect that the Toronto police released. Unfortunately, what happened was I was in the neighborhood around December 17th around North York on Old Colony Road. And as someone who was in a video production program, I was going to school in Oshawa and I was visiting Toronto to do like a photography scouting thing. I forgot my camera that day, so I was halfway here on the train, so I decided, whatever, I might as well just, explore the city. So not knowing that Toronto is mainly just like, big buildings and a skyscraper downtown, I didn't understand that it wasn't really like that in North York. It was a lot less densely populated and all that. So I went there just, randomly thinking I was going to have a good night and just go about exploring. But essentially, a Toronto police cop car pulled onto the road while I was in the neighborhood. So I was actually being followed that night. And then the next day I saw on the news that Barry and Honey Sherman, the billionaire couple, were murdered in their home in the same neighborhood I had visited. So the reason why I'm even talking to you right now is because I've already been to the Toronto police. I've gone to Division 51, I've gone to Division 52, and I've gone to the Toronto Police Headquarters. And essentially, it boils down to a few things. For one, it's been 6 years since Barry and Honey Sherman were murdered, and the Toronto police are very embarrassed that they've had almost no leeway in the case, essentially. And the media, once the Toronto police just say I'm a crazy person, then they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that it's not some crazy, murder plot where there's, a murder lookout. And that's what Kevin Donovan said. He said that there was a lookout and that person was caught on the video that the police took as evidence. The video which has my likeness. So, of course, even regardless for the fact that I started a civil lawsuit against the Toronto police, and I have reasons to suspect that maybe I was set up, even if you don't think that is plausible in any shape or form, in any case. What is plausible, if you look at many New York police cases or Los Angeles LAPD police cases, when there's an actual murder going on, sometimes like upwards of 20 people can randomly walk into a murder scene not knowing that someone was murdered like literally 2 minutes ago. Upwards of 20 random people that have no correlation. So is it so strange that when someone comes forward as the video suspect, that the Toronto police don't even want to take that as a likelihood? That the media doesn't want to take that as a probable likelihood? And of course, I'm sitting here, randomly in public because I've gone through the motion over, at least 3 years of living in Toronto, constantly trying to get in the news and trying to tell that, hey, I think someone in the Toronto police, like Kathleen Goldhar from CBC said, Kathleen Goldhar said someone in the Toronto police was going to set up Barry and Honey Sherman. And aside from her, I'm the only one who's corroborating that theory, right? But don't take what was in my civil lawsuit. Don't take any weird conspiracy, because I'm not saying that. I'm not someone who's saying, it was Trudeau government, and it was about hydroxychloroquine. I never said that. Not once did I said that. But what is probable is that some random person could have been in the neighborhood. That's more than plausible. Considering that the police, they didn't take the video evidence straight across from the house of the Shermans when neighbors suggested it. The neighbors were ignored. Police did not take any DNA evidence within the first 48 hours of the investigation. And it's been a botched investigation for 6 years, and they've had no leeway. But if you ask the Toronto police, has anyone come forward as the video suspect? If they say no, Timothy Wilkie, living at 132 Berkeley Street, has not come forward, then they're just fucking lying. They're lying, right? And it's crazy because Kevin Donovan from the Toronto Star, like I've gotten a hold of him several times, and he's never really sat across from me or asked me any questions to verify anything I've said. And from my perspective, right, you have to understand that I was, if people say, if you say that like, I am the Sherman video suspect, people are going to point to you and be like, you know what? Why were you there? Like, are you a criminal? Like, what'd you do? And it's not like that. It actually took me 6 years from something 6 years ago that happened one single night within a time span of like a few hours. Within one night 6 years ago. How well would you remember something 6 years ago when in hindsight no one else brought it up to you? So of course I had to like go back and you know what, my mom, when I was on the train from Oshawa to Toronto, my mom did call me. She called me a second time to see what area I was in, right? And I realized at the time that I didn't bring my camera because I was already halfway on the train over. So it's small details like that, because I was confused. I thought initially, oh no, that police officer, he pulled onto the road in Oshawa where I was living at the time. No, I went back to 59 Bannatyne. I found the fire hydrant there, I found the 3 trees, and I found the interlock that was right in the front driveway of the house. So it's like, people are treating me with such skepticism. But why is that? It's just so easy for someone in the media or for the Toronto police who have no accountability, who have no one scrutinizing them, because they're obviously not scrutinizing themselves as a criminal organization. They're just not. So the question becomes, why not believe someone who said he was wearing the same coat? He had an abrasion on his foot. And that's another thing. Like when someone says, I'm a doctor, I'm a physiologist, and they say, oh, we know how, the body moves and stuff. Well, I had my boots on, and they left an abrasion on my left leg, as far as I remember. And I walk with a limp, just like they were saying in the report. Right? So even if you're a physiologist or a kinesiologist or whatever, do you have the expertise knowledge to know if someone's foot is in pain that they're going to limp? Like, can you exclude that possibility? Like, all these people in the news, law enforcement, all these, lawyers, all these people who claim like they have authority and they claim like they have legitimacy, they claim that they have all the answers. And that's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. But again, my name is Timothy Wilkie. I was misidentified by the Toronto police as the Sherman Nightwalker or the Walking Man or whatever. And for 6 years, I've been trying to come out and just tell people, hey, look, Toronto police are very sketchy. And they're not going to give you the truth if no one pressures them to do so. And neither will the media. I'm really tired of being blocked out and just not being heard when it's just something so basic and simple. I came forward. Does anyone want to dispute that in the media or the news? Does anyone want to ask me questions and actually sit across from me or just say that I'm crazy? That's wild, man. Police came to my job and they made accusations about me that of course were not true. And they've been making my life a living hell for the last how many years now. But I'm going to upload this video. Again, this is about Barry and Honey Sherman, the billionaire couple that were murdered in North York. At this point, I don't really know what to do. I'm just really fucking tired of being gaslit and being ignored. But thank you so much. And my name is Timothy Wilkie, by the way. Have a good day.